Welcome back, Mastercrafted Gaming fans. Kratos from Wish here to bring you the new hotness that is the Riftforged Orcs. These guys have been making a splash over the past week or so because we've been finally talking about them as we get closer and closer to the Clash of Kings 22 book release. Today I want to take a look at some of the background of the units, their army special rule, that sort of thing, and some of the releases that are coming right away next month. So let's get started with their army special rule. So it was mentioned before that the Riftforged Orcs are a theme list of the Orcs. As you can see, they've got some options to take units from the master list as well. But more importantly, their army special rule is something called Storm Strike. This is an ability that's available to some units that allow you to basically get a blast D2 when you roll a 6 to hit. So a pretty nasty combination that allows your attacks to expand on some other things. And if you've been paying attention to some of the spells that we've revealed, and one that's very unique and special to Riftforged Orcs, Host Shadow Beast, there's some real potential for crazy spikes and attacks with these units. Forged from the energies of the cataclysm that is Halpi's Rift, the Legionnaires were sent to the Abyss to fight a campaign within the hellish circles. Here, time and life force don't flow the same as they do in the material plane. These legions have been fighting and dying repeatedly, growing stronger and testing themselves against the horrors of the Abyss for many years. On their profile, they're just a really solid infantry option. Hitting on 3s, speed 5 is pretty average, defense 5, that's great. Built-in crushing strength, 25 attacks in the Horde profile. There's just a lot to like here. They are quite expensive. They are an elite faction. They are an elite force. But when you've got basic infantry hitting on 3s with 25 attacks and crushing 1 before you throw out things like Banechant or add-on items, just such a stout mainline unit that I think everyone's going to want. Thunderseers are Cyclopses who have been twisted by the Rift and cursed with foresight. This means that when they've been damned to the Abyss, their ability to see into the future, they become aware of their torture before it happens, having to endure it twice. On the battlefield, they're highly prized for this ability, and it's represented in the rule Visions from the Rift that allow you to redeploy. The Visions from the Rift rule is really great here because it allows you to move them around post-deployment, so you can see what your opponent's done and react accordingly. This opens up a number of tactical opportunities, and with this type of unit, built-in Pathfinder and the number of attacks, the 15 in the regiment and the 30 in the Horde, mean that you've really got a good chance that you're going to be hitting solid on those 4s, and you can put them in the exact position that they need to be, especially after you've put down objectives and you've seen kind of where everything's at. It's just a really good option to have a tactically flexible, hard-hitting unit. The Riftforgers are the silent workers of the legions. They gather the energies around the collective host and forge it into purpose. Whether that's arcane energy that can be purposed into spells like Banechant or Host Shadow Beast, or enchanting their weapons and armor. The Riftforger is such a unique character because it looks like a spellcaster, but it doesn't have a spellcasting level. So this is a support character very clearly. It's got the ability to throw out Banechants, it's got the ability to throw out Host Shadow Beast, and that's great. But there are lots of details in that profile that show you that it can actually jump into combats and be pretty effective. Yes, the nerve is low and it can't do all that great, but it's a surprising unit because hitting on 3's defense 5 and then the ability to add into it with the Host Shadow Beast is just such a cool thing, and I think that the special rules that are here available as well make it a really appealing option to save on points, but yet support the rest of your force really well. That's all the previews for now on the Riftforged Orcs. These are the units that are going to be available from Mantic Models pretty much right away. So we're looking at a release for December for the Army and Mega Army. There are going to be additional releases with other units that you'll find in the book in January and March as well. So quite a lot to look forward to. This is an army that is going to be available from Mantic directly, so if you've been holding out on collecting an Orc Force or otherwise, you like the way that this looks, you're going to be able to buy a Mantic army with these models in the next couple of months, so it's a great time to sort of plan and get started, especially with that Army and Mega Army coming down the pipeline. Those bodies, you got to get them on the painting table before it gets too late. So I think it's a fantastic faction. I think there's going to be a lot of people excited about it. It is the no muss, no fuss, come at you in the face and do a couple of nice synergistic tricks as well. So it's just a really cool faction. I think it makes a lot of sense for a lot of players that like that play style. I know Martin Thurwell, our good buddy here at Mantic, is really excited about them, and I think he is striving to get the first full Riftforged Orc army on the table, and he's going to probably be able to do it because he's going to get access to things a little bit earlier. So lots of excitement. I think that the book is really highlighted by them in the Halfling release, which we've been talking about for months now. So great time to be a King's War fan, great time to be jumping back in if you've been away for a while. order your Clash of Kings book. They are going to begin shipping on the 8th. Digital should be the following week, so keep your eyes peeled for that if you don't want the physical book, which I don't know why you wouldn't. It's a huge book and you can flip through it and it's fantastic. But everything's coming. You guys should be really excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to see some games being played and some tournaments switching over and start to officially using these rules, because I am going to go to them and play because I'm incredibly excited. I've been excited. I'm really proud of the work that's been done on this book and all the hype and everything that's gone around it. It's been great. It's been a great time to be a Kings of War fan. So thanks, guys. Stay tuned for other content coming. I think Dash 28 is going to be doing an article for us on some of the other tactics and breakdown, just like they've done with all the other armies. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.